If you've never made your Nigerian stew with smoked turkey before, I want you to try out this recipe and come back and thank me later. And if you pair this with some very hot white rice, some salad and fried plantain, I tell you, you're absolutely going to enjoy it. So don't sleep on this recipe, keep watching and let me show you how to make it. So to make this stew, we're going to need some smoked turkey, and to season this, we're going to add in some ginger and garlic paste, onions, Scotch bonnet pepper, curry, thyme, and then some rosemary, and give this a good mix. So notice I didn't add in any salt or seasoning cubes, and that's because the smoked turkey can be a little bit salty, so you don't want to add salt or seasoning cubes at this point. So add in some water and allow this to boil up, and when it boils, you can now taste it and adjust the seasonings to your liking, but I didn't have to add in any other salt or seasoning cubes to mine. So while the turkey is cooking, we are going to prepare our tomato and pepper base. And for this, you will need some tomatoes, bell peppers, long peppers or paprika, onions, ginger and garlic, and then some Scotch bonnet peppers. So you're going to wash this up thoroughly and deseed the peppers. You can also deseed the tomatoes if you want. And also peel off the onions, ginger and garlic, and then cut everything into little bits as we are going to be boiling them down. So we're going to check on the turkey now, and after about 40 to 45 minutes, the turkey should be cooked. So you're going to keep topping the water you add to the turkey until it cooks through, because even though the turkey is smoked, it's not totally cooked. And once it's cooked, you're going to set this aside. And now we are going to go ahead to boil up the peppers, tomatoes, onions, ginger and garlic that we prepared. And you want to cut this into tiny bits like this so that it cooks faster. So you're going to go ahead to add in just a little bit of water to help this to boil up so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. Cover and allow this to boil for about 10 minutes. Then open it up and give this a stir. And we are doing this so that the tomatoes doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot and burn, and it also cooks through evenly. And this method of boiling your tomatoes and peppers will save you the stress of standing and frying the tomatoes. So after stirring, you are going to leave this open and allow to cook for another 30 to 35 minutes, but you're going to keep stirring this occasionally so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. And after about 35 minutes, this is what we have. The tomatoes and peppers are all cooked now, so we're going to turn off the heat and allow this to cool down before blending. And another benefit of boiling your tomatoes and peppers is that you don't need to use too much oil to cook your stew. And after blending, this is what we have, and just look at how smooth this looks. So now we're going to go ahead to make the stew. Into a pot, you're going to add in some oil. And like I said earlier, because the tomatoes and peppers are cooked, we don't need to use too much oil and we are not going to be doing any frying. So allow the oil to heat up and add in a few slices of onions. Saute this for about 1 minute and then add in some rosemary, curry, dried thyme and some basil. Or you can also use some curry leaves. And if you're not a fan of rosemary, you can skip it, but it adds an amazing flavor to the stew. And we are using just a little bit of it. Saute this together for another 30 seconds and then add in the tomatoes and pepper blend. And then you're going to give this a good mix until everything is well incorporated. And now you're going to add in the stock from the turkey that we cooked earlier and a little bit of water. So the amount of water you're going to add will depend on how thick you like your stew. So mix this together and then give this a taste, and at this point you can adjust the seasoning. So I added a little bit of seasoning cubes and salt. So you're going to give everything a good mix, cover this and allow to cook for another 20 minutes. And after that 20 minutes, the stew is technically ready. All we have to do now is to add in the turkey and then garnish with a little bit of fresh basil. And that's all you have to do to make a very delicious pot of smoked turkey Nigerian stew. And thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share and also subscribe if you haven't. And also turn on your notification bell as there are more amazing recipes to come and you don't want to miss out on that. So you can go ahead now to enjoy your stew with a plate of hot rice and a side of choice, and I will see you in the next one.